Welcome to Sandwell Inclusion Support Service. Today we're going to be looking at transitions from Year 6 to Year 7, and we're very fortunate that we've got parents with us, David Purcell and Sarah Paul. And we're going to be looking at what happens when a child has special educational needs and is making that transition from primary school to secondary school.
Thank you. My son is in year 4, and although year 6 seems a long way away, it isn't. And me and my husband are already quite concerned and worried about the transition from primary to secondary. Charlie has been diagnosed autistic, however he doesn't have an EHCP. So as a parent, I'd like to know what support is available to us, both as parents and to Charlie, in that move, that important move.
Okay. Have you heard of the Transition Plus program?
No.
Okay, so what we have in Sandwell is our Transition Plus Pathways program, and our Transition Plus Pathway program looks specifically at that transition to secondary school and primary school. If you take a copy of those, I'll just talk you through it very briefly. What we have, if we look at the introduction, is the criteria, and if you, on this page, it talks about making sure we've got good transition arrangements for, I'm on chapter 2 now.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Transition arrangements for children. And for those children who are at what we would call level 1, we refer to that as the watchful eye, that we would monitor those children, that we have some concerns, but we're not overly concerned, but we want to keep an eye on them. So that's the watchful eye, level 1. If we have more concerns, so we're at a moderate level, which we call level 2, and that's known as the helping hand, and that we would alert people, we might do some pre-visits, show them around the school, do some one-to-one support, just so that they've helped in that transition. And then they might access a buddy system to help them find their way around the school. We might do something for, say, with a child who might be autistic in some way, that we would prepare them for that by giving them advanced information, maybe some photographs, for example, that this is what a science laboratory looks like. And then for level 3 children, and that's the children we call we would refer to that as the human bridge. And this is where we make sure we've got a team around the child from the primary and the secondary and other professionals to support that transition. And then we make sure that we monitor their settling into the school, looking at their emotional development. Are they anxious, or are they happy and settled? Are they developing friendships? How are they progressing academically? Are they accessing all the subjects? If they've got an individual education plan, we'd also look, are they making progress against the targets in their plan? If you turn to chapter 9, there is a framework in chapter 9. And that framework, what the framework does, it highlights the levels of concern. So we've got the watchful eye, we've got the helping hand and the human bridge, and then we've got the SEN code of practice areas, plus we've got areas where the family may need support if a child's looked after, or if for some reason they're with a foster family and there are safeguarding issues. So we'll make sure we've got the right support in place. So when we bring the plan to life, we make sure that that plan is focused on the child's individual needs and the family are involved. So the starting point, you turn over and then we look at the transition arrangements here. You'll note that it always starts with parents, a meeting with parents. So parents are there at the very beginning. Now if a child has an education, health and care plan, we start that process earlier in year 5. If they have special needs, we start at the year 6, early on in year 6. And if they've got very low level needs, we maybe start a bit later. So the more complex the needs, the earlier we start. So we start early, and then we look at the areas, and then we try also not to make too many arrangements, because that can overwhelm children as well. So we want to make sure that we only go in at the level that's suited to their needs. But we work closely with the parents right from the beginning throughout that process. And of course, I think one of the things about inclusion support is we work in the primary schools and the secondary schools, so parents get that continuity of support throughout the transition.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. We will focus again at another programme looking at the transition plus pathways in a little bit more detail. But I hope that gives you a general introduction to the pathway. Thank you both very much.